Convincing one. We talked about it in the first hour. We talked about how well Dak Prescott played, the MVP conversation, and all of that. But as you watch that game, we've talked about how dominant this Dallas defense has been, and it didn't show up last night. The Seattle Seahawks were able to move the ball up and down the field, and a lot of that was to the side of Daron Bland. And life as a cornerback, I know it all too well. I've never had the type of year that Daron Bland is having. The one thing I have had, I've had touchdowns scored on me before. You play long enough, I don't care how good of a DB you are, lockdown, Gilmore on the other side, Defensive Player of the Year, you're going to have games, nights where somebody is going to get the best of you. And that was Daron Bland last night. From early on, first possession, 70-yard touchdown. Then we see a pass interference. Then we see a touchdown by Metcalf. Can you get up? Can you respond? Daron Bland in the second half, he got moved off of DK Metcalf. He's not out there sulking. He comes away with his 8th interception of the season. He was able to bounce back and have a better second half. The struggle now is when you put this on tape, you guarantee every offensive coordinator is watching this game and they're seeing exactly what routes, what type of player were able to get the best of you. Next week they play Philly. If you don't think Philly's going to try to put A.J. Brown to the side of Daron Bland, run slants, run deep routes, see if he can be able to adjust and be able to make the play, they're definitely going to do that. He's going to see that week in and week out until he's able to get it to stop. I remember playing corner as a young player in the NFL, and you give up a pass and get into the sideline, the DB coach will look at you dead in the eye and say, they're coming back at you. You better respond. You better do something. Make an interception, pass deflection, because you guarantee that quarterback, that offensive coordinator on the other side, they're seeing you out there. They see you with your head down, so they're coming at you. Daron Bland was Defensive Player of the Year yesterday. Today is just like, all right, we just got to get back on the right track. Life comes at you fast in the NFL. You got to be able to bounce back.
Sure does. They gave up 35 points. They had a ton of penalties, and you look at it, they were down in the fourth quarter. Do I have any concerns? I feel great if I'm a Cowboys fan this morning. They turned it around. They won this thing, and they scored more points, and Dak played his best game of the season after having his best game of the season last week. So, to me, I feel great. Can I see the schedule again? Because in a weird psychological way, if you're the Cowboys, you're like, bring it. Just let us do it now, because if we're going to have to deal with this the rest of the year that we haven't played anybody, let us play some people. Let us drive the car that you're asking us to drive. Like, you can't control your schedule. So just because they beat up on Washington and the Giants, that's not their fault. That's who was on the schedule. So now, as we head into December and we talk for the last 2 months, let's see you beat somebody. They're going to beat some people. And okay, all they can do is do it on the field.
People make up their minds. They watch Cowboys San Francisco and they're like, I'm good on the Cowboys. I've made up my mind.
I saw them lose in September to the Cardinals and said, that's the Cowboys. No, now you're going to have to go beat the Dolphins. You can beat the Lions. These are real teams. We saw the playoff picture a second ago. It could happen really quickly where Philadelphia, who has an even more brutal schedule, loses to San Francisco, loses another game, maybe to the Cowboys, and then if San Fran loses another game, suddenly the Cowboys are the 1 seed and hosting a playoff. Like, it's in their grasp. So if I'm waking up as a Cowboys fan this morning, I know it was stressful. I feel great. We turned it around. Our defense did stop them on the final drive. And when we needed them, Dak was making the plays. So I feel good this morning.
I feel all right, because I feel like if Dak needed to score 80 points last night, he would have won 80. Like, he's got that kind of thing going. They gave up 35 to the Seahawks. I watched Philly give up 62 points to Washington over 2 games. I've seen San Francisco give up 31 to Cincinnati. I think this team is better than this. Do you have faith in a vacuum in the Cowboys? I have faith in Dan Quinn as a coordinator. They have so many talented players. I don't come away from Thursday night saying, oh, they're screwed. Dak's playing great, but the defense can't stop anybody. I do think it's interesting. As much as we've hyped Daron Bland and we've had conversations, is he the Defensive Player of the Year versus T.J. Watt and Myles Garrett? Jason, have you ever heard in your career of not just a corner, but a star corner being switched off a wide receiver mid-game because he can't handle him? I don't.
Not necessarily, but I think it can happen because I think sometimes it just comes to you're not having a great game and the other guy may be having a better game. And from a confidence standpoint, from just a specific game standpoint, I think it can happen. I think more importantly is, all right, now they play Philly next week. It's A.J. Brown, it's Devontae Smith. There is no switching off. You have 2 dogs on the outside right there. You're going to have to go play. And I think for Daron Bland, you go out there next week against Philly and you have one hell of a game. We'd be like, all right, he had a bad one.
What if A.J. gets a couple big catches? Get over there again? Like, we move him over to somebody else? else. Like,
and it may just be a better matchup thing. You may feel like Stephon Gilmore matches up better with A.J. Brown and Bland matches up better with Devontae Smith. This is a matchup where those two guys, it doesn't really matter where you go. A.J. Brown over the last two hasn't had the games. It's been Devontae. So either way, you're going to be on a good player.